Next, let's see block transfer program. Block transfer program means we are transferring a block from one memory location to a different memory location. So this can be transferred between inside the internal memory, from internal memory to external memory, or between the external memory, from an external memory location to a different memory location, and external memory. So let's see first the block transfer internal memory. So write a program to transfer a block of 10 bytes from 20 hex to 30 hex. So our source destination is 20 hex. So 20 hex is the starting address and 30 hex is the destination address. So the starting address is 20 hex, the source address is given and the destination address is given. So we need to transfer 10 bytes from 20 hex to 30 hex. So this is so you know that a memory location holds 1 byte of data. To transfer 10 bytes, we need to transfer from 10 memory locations starting from 20 hex to 10 memory locations starting from 30 hex. We need to transfer data from 20 hex, 10 memory locations starting from 20 hex to 10 memory locations starting from 30 hex. So this is what we need to do. So first we transfer this block. First we take the source data from the source and it will be placed in the accumulator register, and this is copied to the destination location. So this should repeat 10 times. So first we transfer the first data, first byte, and then we take the second byte, and the second byte is transferred to the next location. So 10 locations means starting from 20 hex to 29 hex we need to transfer, and the destination, so the destination address will be 30 to 39 hex. So this operation, that is from 20 hex we take to accumulator register, and this is transferred to move to the 30 hex. So this should repeat 10 times so that we can transfer 10 bytes from location, from this location to this location. So this should be done in a loop. So you can write the program, that is we need the starting address. The starting address is placed in an R0 register. So, and the destination address is placed in another register, and we need the count, that is the loop should execute for 10 times, so the loop count should be stored in another register, that is AR7 is used to store the loop count. And first we take the first data from the location R0. So move a comma at the rate R0. Move a comma at the rate R0 means we are taking data from the location pointed by the R0 register. So this is indirect addressing mode. So indirect addressing mode means the register will be holding a data. The register is pointing to a memory location. So we know that the content of the R0 register is 20 hex. So the R0 at the rate R0 means it is pointing to location 20 hex in the internal memory. So from 20 hex the data is moved to the accumulator register, and this data should be placed in the location 30 hex. So we can write, how we can write the next instruction. We need to place the data to 30 hex location. So move at the rate R1. At the rate R1 means it is pointing to the location 30 hex. So I already said that we are moving data from 20 hex to location 30 hex. So R0 register is used to point the source address, and R1 register is used to point the destination address. So the R1 register contains the destination address. So at the rate R1 means it is pointing to the destination location. So first we took the data from move a comma at the rate R0 means the accumulator register gets the data from the location pointed by R0 register. R0 register is pointing to location 20 hex. So accumulator register gets data from the 20 hex location. So it's a data X. So now A gets the data X, and next we need to place the data to the 30 hex. To place the data to 30 hex memory location, we use R1 register to point. So at the rate R1, move at the rate R1, comma A. So first one is the destination, that is at the rate R1 is the destination and A is the source. So data is transferred from A to 30 hex. So move at the rate R1, comma A, that is the data is transferred to the location 30 hex. So next we need to take the data from the next location to point. So the source is pointed by the register R0. The R0 is now pointing to location 20 hex. So to take the next data, the R0 should point to the next location, that is to 21 hex. So to point R0 to 21, we are incrementing R0. So when we increment the R0, the content of R0 becomes 21, which is by 1. So we need to increment R0, and also the destination is also should be incremented to 31 hex. So we are incrementing R0 and R1 so that it points to the next. R0 points to 21 hex and R1 is pointing to 31 hex. And we need to repeat the loop, that is we need to take data from 21 to accumulator and place the data in 31 hex from accumulator. So we need to repeat this loop for 10 times. So we are using the R7. The count is placed in R7 register, that is 0A. 0A is 10. So we decrement since we done the first iteration, we decrement R7 and we move to back. That is, we repeat this loop till the R7 register becomes 0. So decrement and jump if not 0. So when we done first time, the R7 is decremented. So the initial value of R7 was 0A. When it decrement, it becomes 09. So this loop executes till the R7 register becomes 0. So that means the loop executes for 10 times. So when it when the R7 register becomes 0, the program ends. That is, the block starting from 20 hex 10 bytes is transferred to the location starting from 30 hex. So this is the block transfer from internal to internal. This is very simple. So next one, let's see a block transfer from internal to external memory. So here also we are transferring 10 blocks, 10 bytes from 20 hex to 2000 hex. So you can see 2000 hex is an external memory location. So we need to transfer block 10 bytes from 20 hex to external memory location starting from 2000 hex. So here also the internal memory holds one location holds a 1 byte of data, and also external memory. The address is 16-bit, but the location holds an 8-bit of data, that is 1 byte of data holds in 2000 hex location. Here the address 8-bit and internal memory address 8-bit and external memory address 16-bit, but both holds 8-bit of data. 1 byte of data ആണ് രണ്ട് മെമ്മറിയിലും ഹോൾഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. സോ ഫ്രം 20 ഹെക്സിൽ നിന്ന് നമ്മൾ 2000 ഹെക്സിലോട്ട് ഡാറ്റ ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്യണം. 1 byte. And so as we did earlier, we then increment the register to point to the next location, and we will transfer the data from one location to another using the accumulator register. So here external memory access cheyanonnundengil we use the DPTR register. So we should initialize the DPTR register first with the value, the destination address, the source address, nammal oru register lotte store cheyum previous program pole thanne. and we need to store the count. That is, here it is said that 10 bytes. So 10 bytes 0A is transferred to a register to store the count. So we took the first number from the 20 hex in the first number is transferred to the accumulator register, and from there we are transferring to the location 2000 hex, and this should repeat for 10 times. So first the data that is pointed by R0, that is 20 hex, the data is transferred to accumulator register. Next we need to move the data to 2000 hex. So 2000 hex is pointed by using the data pointer dptr. So you can write move @dptr, A. That will store the data from accumulator register to the location pointed by dptr. The location pointed by dptr is 2000 hex. So the data is moved to 2000 hex. And we increment to the next location, and we also increment the dptr, and we will repeat this loop 10 times as we did for the previous program. So this loop will be executed 10 times and the program ends. So this is block transfer from internal memory to external memory. So while accessing the external memory, the points should be remembered that we are using dptr to point the external memory, and only A register can be used for data transfer from between the external memory. External memory ആണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് A register dptr ആണ് നമ്മൾ data transfer use ചെയ്യുന്നത്, and here you can see that MOVX instruction is used for moving to external memory. MOVX instruction ആണ്. Previous case we use only move instruction, that is because we use internal memory. ആ 3 point ഓർത്തിരിക്കുക. Internal memory ആണെങ്കിൽ move instruction, external memory data transfer is using MOVX instruction. Move ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് MOVX instruction ആണ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, and the dptr is used to point the location. External memory location pointing ആയിട്ട് dptr ആയിരിക്കും യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, and the data transfer can happens only with A register. A registerലോട്ട് മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് data move ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ, and also data from A register can only be moved to the external memory. So this point to be remembered.